banished indoors for the good of the realm, and this is how I'm coping.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Hi friends! Hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we are quite critical of it. If you'd like to see more makeup, head on over to my Instagram where I post looks and flat lays of all of the shit that I've been loving. Let's address red plague in the room, if you will. Hopefully not in the room. As we all know, Miss Rona, as she's affectionately called, the coronavirus has been spreading across the land like wildfire, and it's been an anxiety-ridden journey. I figured that the best way to whine about how I'm spending my days locked up in my tower would be to do a good old chit-chatty get ready with me type of video. I'm also going to do another thing. I'm also going to give some attention to my most neglected products in my makeup collection, stuff that for some reason or the other I just don't include in rotation as much, that is just gathering dust, much like every single part of the economy that isn't food or pharmacy related at the moment. Some categories I really cannot neglect because I have too few items, so I'll just, do what I do usually with those. I'm going to start by priming my face with a moisturizer because God knows I ain't going anywhere outside, so I don't really need stuff to stay on long. The inside heating is just me look decrepit and dehydrated like a mummy, so if anyone wants to make the Mummy 3, you know who to cast. I'm your girl. I'm going to start with foundation, and my most neglected foundation is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation, and not because it's bad, but simply because this is a more higher coverage product, and in my day-to-day life when I'm not filming, I prefer something that is lower coverage and that I can apply with my fingers, which this is not. This needs a brush. So let's talk about surviving in captivity. I'm usually an introvert, and I don't go out of the house much, but it's been driving me up the wall to know that I'm not able to. Like, I don't know, it's just the interdiction of it that annoys me. It's the fact that I can't. It's like, I'm a little kid, and now that my parents tell me that they don't want me to do something, I really, really fucking wanna. Romania was not slow on the upstart like other countries were. We are very panicky people. Communism taught us to be panicky and stock up. So when the first whiff of the plague arrived over here, people basically started mass buying toilet paper and food and other stuff, which to me is just the most stupid thing. Like, if you run out of toilet paper, just wash your ass. It's really not that deep. 2 weeks ago, there was rumors, oh, they're gonna quarantine us all. I didn't believe them because I'm that naive. I thought that it wouldn't reach us, which was a big mistake because Romanians are stupid. And they came back from Italy in droves, diseased, because they wanted to be at home with their families. And I'm like, if you really fucking loved your family, you would stay put. You would not bring the virus into the country. We've had people refuse quarantine. We've had people escape quarantine as if this is some dumb Prison Break episode. We had a police and ambulance chase of a chick that knew she was supposed to stay in quarantine. She didn't stay inside the house. Her neighbors called the police on her, and she was chased by the police and the ambulance for hours. I feel like I'm in Idiocracy, I swear. Another dude who knew he was supposed to be in quarantine, after 3 days he quote unquote got bored, went out for a drink, and then got pissed drunk, got at the wheel of his truck, and had an accident. Truly Darwin's land. Amazing. As for me, we initially weren't set to work from home, which pissed off our local manager to great heights. I'm going to try the Robert Welsh concealer technique. Let's see how that works for me. I think I put too much, but oh well. We've got management from the UK. The UK management said stay at home. We've got management from Sri Lanka, which is our direct management, and Sri Lanka said come to work because it's technically impossible for you guys to work from home. The technology isn't gonna work. And I smelled a bit of bullshit. It felt like they were just trying to control us, so we don't get to fuck around or something. God knows what they thought we were going to do, all cupped up in the house, I don't know. And our local Romanian management got pissed, investigated, and basically found out that that was a lie, and that we could indeed work from home, and that the technology could very well work from home, and that Sri Lanka just didn't want us working from home because fuck us, potato. Oh, I really like how this looks. Like, this is a really, really nice technique. I get what everyone's raving about. So we got to working from home, and I initially thought, oh, no biggie, I'm used to being a homebody anyway. Like, what could happen? I'm not gonna get bored or anything. And indeed, I did not get bored. I'm getting cabin fever. I shaved my tails of my brows in a fit of boredom, which I really liked for like 2 days. And then I realized that it's not that easy now to just roll out of bed and look fine. And I need to do my brows every morning, and I do not appreciate it, so I'm letting them grow out. But it was nice to have like TikTok Fox brows for like 2 days. That was fun. A neglected brow product, speaking of, is this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade, which I really don't use. I prefer pencils and brow gels. But now that I have my tail ends shaved, which you can see because I put just a little bit of pencil in because I felt weird, I kind of feel the need to just fill in everything with this. So this is what we are going to do. I realized quite quickly that despite me making fun of my extroverted friends, I was soon going to feel like I was going insane inside the house too. So I decided to do something to make my days go better. And thus, we get to the surviving in captivity part of this video. Just talking a little bit about what's helping me cope having my whole schedule fucked up and getting my space invaded by work, which I do not appreciate. You guys may not know, I work IT and we get calls, right? I'm changing my job in 6 days? 6 days, yes. And I'm going to be just on the tech part of things without the call thing. So I look forward to that. And what I really like about my job is that when I go out of the office, that's the end of the day for me. I completely turn off work mode, tune everything out. I don't check my emails, I don't check my phone, I don't check anything related to work. And now that I'm working from home, this separation between the work environment and the home environment is gone, which is a thing that I disliked while I was freelancing in high school and college, is this fact that you don't have a separation, you don't know when to turn off, and even if you impose yourself to turn off, it's really quite easy to put in overtime that nobody fucking appreciates you for anyway, and that's not going to be felt anyway, and to just continue thinking about working even in a non-work environment. So I tried my best to come up with a routine that would help me get an artificial sense of separation between myself at leisure and myself during the work day. I've seen people say, oh, you should put on your work clothes, you should put on your street clothes, and I'm like, you know what, fuck no. I'm staying at home, I'm staying in my PJs, but indeed there is this element that if you stay in your PJs, you will not be in that working mood. And I found that a good workaround for that is simply to just add another layer or change into work PJs. So not the stuff that you slept in. For me, it's as easy as putting this sweater on. I mean, this is like the hoodie that I don't wear it to bed. I just wear it when I'm doing stuff. And that helps me turn my brain on in we gotta work bitch mode. Let's get that bread. For powder, I'm going to use the One Heck of a Blot from Soap & Glory, which has been neglected for a very practical reason. This for me is a very heavy duty summer powder. So a powder that I would wear in the middle of summer when I get more oily, when I get more sweaty, and we're in just barely exiting winter. So this is a bit too heavy for me to wear on the daily outside of the camera, but for camera purposes this works because these lights wash out everything. So against the horde of IT issues that invaded my sacred sanctuary, my home, this is my armor, my work hoodie. I am not wearing my work hoodie, I am not working. Let's add a bit of color to the eyes, and I think my most neglected palette is the OPV Emoja. I don't know why. Absolutely do not know. It's a beautiful color story, it's a beautiful formula. I think it's just that the pan sizes give me great anxiety, and the packaging honestly is not the most inspiring to me. To me, it's baby's first mermaid drawing. I don't know, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull for a very neutral eye look, and you will soon see why, because I've got a lip item that is very intense. I'm going to start with the shade Mahu, and I'm going to take a very fluffy brush because I want this to be really soft in the crease, not very pigmented. So I think everyone realized by now that we are nothing but disposable capitalist tools in this great, beautiful society of ours, and that employers will lie to not let you work from home at all, which mine did, or well, my employers didn't. It was my manager, which I've greatly lost respect for, and I'm happy I'm leaving this fucking team because it's been a nightmare for more reasons than one. Like, it's been such a nightmare that I was offered a leadership position within the team, and I decided to, rather than fuck up my mental health and get back on anxiety meds by trying to lead this shit show, that I would rather go and be a grunt in another team. Anyway, we all realized that nobody gives a shit about us, they only give a shit about our output. So I decided that as long as my output is acceptable and at the levels that it was before, I would do whatever the fuck I wanted to. So basically what I started doing was getting a bit of movement in, which really helps because I get really sore. I've got like a corner of the couch that I set myself up to be as my working space, which again is a really useful thing to have just one corner of the room be the workspace so it doesn't invade everything like a particularly nasty disease, which, okay, maybe not the best comparison, all things considered with the current context, but yes, it's good to like contain it to a corner that's your only working corner, and you know, you sit in that corner, it's work time, you are not in that corner, it's leisure time. So when I'm not actively engaged in doing work stuff, I do a bunch of things. Whenever I go to the bathroom, I do sit-ups, or I do squats, or a 30-second plank, or some kickboxing movements, anything to keep me moving. So I'm probably gonna come out of this quarantine so jacked if I manage to convince myself to not eat like crap, which is a great, great temptation. Another thing that really helped me was continuously harassing my poor cats. I'm going to go with the shade Nana all over my lid, and then with Ayao in the inner corner. So initially, my cats really did not seem to give a shit about me being here, neither in a positive or a negative way, which honestly hurt my feelings because I was like, wow, so really, I'm really nothing to you then. You don't really care, huh? But as more and more days passed, they seemed to be more and more inclined to spend time with us and cuddle us and just be beautiful, gorgeous creatures that bring me joy. Like every time I get pissed off at someone over the phone, I just go afterwards and bury my face in the belly of my fattest cat. It aligns my chakras, cures my depression, waters my crops. It's just perfect. And it's also been really interesting having to work with my boyfriend in the same environment, I think he's able to hear me. Or not, I think he's just coding, minding his own business. He's really manager material. Very, very Slytherin. It's been quite interesting. And I saw a thread on Reddit of people being shocked at the meeting habits of their spouses turned co-workers, and just at the corporate slang that they use. And I'm happy to report my guy is not one of those weirdos. And honestly, those couples that more or less seriously joke about how they're gonna have to how they're gonna break up during quarantine because they won't stand each other, that shit is scary. Like, why are you even with that person if you worry that you're not going to stand them for days at a time? Like, isn't the point of having a loving, supporting relationship for you to have that person be your safe space, your quiet place? Like, just break up. Fucking break up, man. If you think that you're not going to endure your partner more than a few hours at a time, break up. My makeup habits kind of changed in this time. I was very anxious. I wasn't in the mood to create makeup or otherwise. I just didn't draw, didn't write, didn't do anything for a couple of days. And then I decided that I shouldn't let this stupid fucking pandemic put my life on pause, because it's probably going to be paused for months at this rate. So I forced myself to do some looks and do some fun stuff and draw. I started writing my novel. I'm on chapter 3. It's going good so far. I'm thinking that if I finish it, I'm probably just gonna design the cover and put it up for free or something. And I don't have any delusions of grandeur. I don't think anyone is actually going to buy it. But if I put it up for free, maybe some people will just encounter it and want to read it. That would be fun. But honestly, it's been a bit refreshing to go with makeup without makeups for so long, because just as you push yourself to draw every day, you get burned out, and so is with makeup. And I feel that just taking a couple of days break and not putting anything on my face has been really refreshing for my inspiration and my love of makeup. And I actually plan to do like a crossover video. I'm going to film myself while drawing, and I'm also going to talk about beauty in the time of coronavirus. And I think I'm going to post it after this video. So stay tuned for that. Neglected blush. This is the Pupa Milano Golden Waves in Coral Sunset. I don't know why I don't use it. I rotate through the other blushes quite often and not this one. No idea why. I should probably use it more. It truly is such a beautiful shade and very, very fresh looking on the skin, very summery. But you know, I think it's just a bit too pink compared to this look. So what I'm going to do is have my fluffy brush from earlier, and I'm going to dip it into the blush itself. And I'm going to put this in the crease to kind of marry the look with the rosy tones in the blush. My most neglected highlighter this year was the Pixie by Petra one. Again, I don't know why. I think I just get fixated on certain products and then others gather dust, and it's a bit cyclical, where I use certain things a lot and then I don't, and I use other stuff and then I come back to those other things. Another thing that really helped me was doing a bit of the chores that I kept postponing for various reasons. So things like sewing up some stuff that needed sewing, rearranging my wardrobe, decluttering, cleaning, stuff that maybe I just kept postponing because it wasn't urgent enough. Now that I have the time and I can sit at home in the peaceful moments in my workday and even beyond, I'm kind of able to dedicate my time to it, and it's been honestly really fun to do so. One of my biggest issues is that I associate my self-worth with productivity, and so I didn't really let myself laze around, because then I know that I will get depressed because I'll feel that I'm a shit human being doing nothing with her life. So while I did, you know, play some video games, enjoy myself a bit in stuff that I considered downtime, I also did my best to allocate time to leisurely activities that for me, in my head, are categorized as productive time, such as drawing and writing and the such. I'll probably do a sketchbook tour of it if you guys are interested. I still need to fill out this new sketchbook, but once I fill it out, I'll probably do a tour of it because I think it would be fun. Most neglected lipstick. This is the NYX liquid lipstick in, what are you called? Alien. And it's neglected because it's a black lipstick and I very rarely wear black lipstick simply because I hate the upkeep. I like my lipstick to look pristine if I'm wearing lipstick and not gloss, and it's very hard to keep a black lipstick looking perfectly pristine. Okay, I think I'm done with the look. I'm not exactly feeling like I'm looking like myself, but yeah, I told myself I was going to give some attention to my neglected stuff, and this is what I'm doing. I feel my lipstick is maybe a bit loop-sided, but nobody's gonna see me anyway, and that, my guys, is freedom. But speaking of this, they're not gonna see me anyway. It's so easy to fall prey into the idea that you can be a total slob, and I fell into that for the first few days until I realized that being a slob, while incredibly comfortable, was also incredibly depressing. So I started, you know, picking up my good habits. I would do my skincare. I'm doing my skincare very on point these days. I've been doing my nails. I've been, you know, shaving, not letting myself become a monkey. I've been just trying to take good care of my hair, to not keep it all of the time in a bun. I've been keeping my hair down a lot just to feel a bit more feminine and girly in my shapeless PJs. I vowed myself that once this is over and I don't get anxiety over buying non-essentials, I'm going to get myself a couple of pairs of beautiful loungewear. I'm just going to try and get some stuff that is not sleepwear, but rather proper loungewear, because right now my sleep items, my PJs, they're basically old clothing that went into that drawer to die because they weren't fit for outside life anymore, but they're still comfy, so I don't throw them out, I just repurpose them. They live a new life as my PJs. I don't know when this thing is going to be over. Romania, as of yesterday, gave even more strict rules. We have a curfew now because apparently the virus only goes out at night like vampires. Everyone has to practice social distancing. Most companies are working from home. I'm honestly really scared of what will happen once we go out of this, because it will probably be the Mariana Trench of economic recessions. I'm scared for all of the people that lost their jobs. It feels so dystopic. Like, I've seen the US elite is saying that you guys should let old people die to save Wall Street, and I'm like, that is so dystopic, that is disgusting. And I love this whole narrative of, oh, we should just let a few people die for the greater good, because it's always rich people that say it. It's always rich people, and guess who is going to die? The people that are going to die are going to be the poor, the disabled, the disenfranchised, the people on the fringes of society, people with no support systems. It's basically class genocide. And for what? For fucking Wall Street? Wall Street can go hang. Meanwhile, for a little bit of levity, Italian mayors have been running around telling people to stay inside. Some choice quotes. It's amazing. I'm gonna link the compilation down below because it made my day, especially if you know Italian. It's just amazing. There's a guy that says completely deadpan, if you don't stay inside, we are going to send the police with flamethrowers. And then there's another guy that's like, you don't think I don't see you going to the mobile hair shop? What are you doing? Why are you going to get your hair done? Who do you think is going to see you? Don't you know that if this disease catches you, the casket is going to have the lid closed? Fucking amazing. And then there's this one from Reggio Calabria, the mayor of Reggio Calabria. Reggio Calabria is the region where I was born, and he's like, you are not Will Smith, and this is not I Am Legion. Stay the fuck inside. husband material. I hate politicians, but maybe that one does deserve rights. Maybe Italian mayors that are yelling at their constituents, putting themselves and vulnerable people in danger by going outside playing ping pong, maybe the only politicians that deserve rights. Please tell me, what are you doing these times? How are you keeping yourself busy? Are you doing okay? If you need to talk to someone or you're feeling anxious or something, my inbox wherever is always open. You can speak to me on Twitter, you can speak to me on Instagram. If you ever feel very anxious and you've got no one to talk to or you just want to chat, I'm here for you guys. It's a really shitty, tough situation, a very anxious situation, and we all gotta be there for each other in whatever ways we can be. Let me know down in the comments, how are you surviving in captivity? If you're in captivity, and if you're not, what do you think of this craziness going around? Thank you guys so much for watching this Get Ready With Me. I hope I'll see you the next time, and please stay the fuck inside, wash your hands, and take care of yourself. Bye!